There you are. Walter ensured that there was adequate funding for the conference expenses, acted as the sort of chief contact in communicating with people in Ukraine who, from our perspective, were a little difficult to reach sometimes by email or by phone. Walter did all of that. Yesterday he organized a very nice meeting at New York University, and without Walter, this conference probably would have had a very different image. Walter, thank you very much. And finally, of course, I'd like to thank our renowned speakers whom you will be listening to today. Each of them will be introduced by their panel chairs. I'm sure that there will be plenty to talk about today and tomorrow. Today, of course, being the more historical side of what we want to do, and tomorrow a little bit more contemporary. Some of the topics that you will be hearing about, and I hope that you will be reacting to and asking questions about and making comments about, are how Poles and Cossacks viewed each other and Muscovy in the old days, how they made choices, and how historians view those choices today. The historical forces at work during World War I and the ways in which relations between the two peoples evolved during the interwar period, the tragedy of World War II and its aftermath for both Poland and Ukraine, when massacres of innocent populations and individuals became an instrument of policy by governments in those countries. We will also be talking about the contacts and discussions between Ukrainian and Polish intellectuals during and after the thaw and through the Solidarity period. The successes that the Ukrainian and Polish elites have achieved over the last decade in various areas and the challenges that they face today. And perhaps also a forecast of the future and what remains to be done to truly fulfill the spirit of the strategic partnership that exists between the two neighbors in the context of NATO enlargement and a changing global security architecture, in the context of European integration, and also rapid economic change, particularly these days in Ukraine. I encourage you all to take a look at the exhibits that are located in the lobby, and I welcome you all to what will be a stimulating session. We hope that this will be the precursor of future meetings like this in Poland and Ukraine, if we can get the funding to do this sort of thing. Dziękuję, thank you very much. Now I would like to ask Professor Michał Buchowski of Adam Mickiewicz University and Viadrina University to introduce our first panel. And as I said before, Professor Buchowski is the Kościuszko Foundation, Semper Polonia Foundation Distinguished Visiting Professor in Polish Studies. And under his iron rule, we will make sure that we don't overstep our boundaries. Right, Michał? Thank you.
Thank you very much for this introduction. First, of course, I would like to invite our speakers for this panel. And our speakers. The topic is in the program, so we start with the past, with the history. And our two distinguished speakers today are Professor Kamiński and Professor Sisson. Professor Andrzej Sulima-Kamiński studied at Jagiellonian University in Krakow, in the Institute of Slavic Studies in Moscow, and at Stanford University. He received his PhD at Jagiellonian University in 1966, and after working shortly for Polish Academy of Sciences at Jagiellonian University, he migrated to the United States in 1969. Since 1970, he lectured at Columbia University, here in this building, and since 1982 he is a professor of history at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. He was a visiting professor at the University of California at Berkeley, at Fordham University, University of Pittsburgh, and Warsaw University. He works on the history of of the Polish Commonwealth, Central and Eastern Europe, as well as 16th and 17th century Russia. He published several books, among them Republic versus Autocracy, Poland, Lithuania, and Russia, 1686-1697. The book was published in 1993, and for this book he was awarded Oskar Halecki's prize. Since 1997, he is also a member of the Polish Academy of Sciences. Next speaker will be Professor Frank Sisson.